Good morning, Mandavya. Good morning, Avni. Good morning, Jashan. Kindly keep your videos on, children. Please keep your videos on. Jashan, Zian, please keep your videos on. So we will be starting with a new chapter today, right? That is the second chapter of geography. Okay. So in this chapter, we're talking about inside the earth, right? So Avni, can you please tell me what we have read in the first chapter?
What, ma'am?
What have we read in the first chapter of geography?
Ma'am, there are four: environment, biosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and
Environment. They are not environment. These are four domains of the environment. What are these? These are the four domains of the environment, and we have read about them, right? Now, in this chapter, what we are going to read is that inside the earth. If we are going to read about inside the earth, then can you people tell me which domain are we going to study about?
Lithosphere.
Very good, Mandavya. If we're going to talk about the domain inside the earth, like if we're going to talk about inside the earth, then it's very obvious we will be talking about lithosphere, right? So let's read. Avni, read the chapter.
Okay. Chapter 2: Inside the Earth, lithosphere. We have studied environment and its dimensions in the previous chapter. In this chapter, we are going to study about the lithosphere, which is the most important component of our environment. The solid outer crust of the rocks forming the surface of the Earth is called the lithosphere.
Right, the rock forming surface of the earth is known as lithosphere, where lithos means rocks, right? What does lithos means? Rocks, and sphere means domain.
Rocks.
So the rocky domain is known as lithosphere. Is it correct? Right? Then continue.
Means rocks or stones, and spheres means domain. The term lithosphere thus can be described as rock spheres. The lithosphere has an average thickness of about 100 km. The average thickness is more in the continents as compared to the oceans. We live on this hard outer shell on the earth. All visible landforms, which include mountains, plateaus, plains, etc., are parts of lithosphere. Lithosphere is very important to human beings. People do not people people not only build their houses on it. Most of the food supply also comes from the sphere. For a better understanding of this outer shell of the earth, one has to know some facts about the internal structure of the earth.
We read the lithosphere is very important for human beings, right? Yeah, we have also read this in the previous chapter, right? Lithosphere is not only important because we live on it. It is important because we all the major food supplies comes from the lithosphere, right? All the major food supplies of ours comes from the lithosphere. All the buildings are made on it. So this holds a lot of importance, right? And this lithosphere has a approx density, right? Approx width of 100 kilometers, right? And this is the thinnest layer of the earth. How many layers of the earth are there, children? How many layers of earth?
And there are 3 layers.
Very good, Raju. There are 3 layers of the earth that are
Ma'am, crust, mantle,
The crust,
and
the mantle, and the core.
the crust, the mantle, and the core, right? So what is lithosphere out of these 3?
ma'am, crust.
Crust, right? Lithosphere is only also known as crust. Now we'll read more about lithosphere because we have to read about all of them. But before we start, first today you will make notes on your own, right? Like the way I make you write the notes in the class. What you will have to make is you will write first about what lithosphere is, then you will write about its importance. You have 5 minutes. Do it quickly and send me your work. Then we'll continue further. Okay? Very neatly and nicely it should be done. Will you be able to do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want me to
Yes,
send
ma'am.
you? Do you want me to send you some for the reference made by the class 7C children? Or you'll be able to do it on your own?
And we can do it on our own.
Very good. I'm waiting for your work then. Do it quickly and send it to me. Yes, kids, hurry up and send me your work. Waiting for it. Be quick.
Yes, ma'am, I'm writing the last point.
Mehul, why will we do chapter 1 of geography, beta?
I have joined late, so that's why I'm asking.
But chapter 1 we have already done now.
Yeah, but because when Agni is reading, it's the same as written in lithosphere of chapter 1. So
Okay.
that's
Ma'am, I have written, I'm just sending the work.
Okay, Pratyusha. Done, kids?
Ma'am, I've done
Yes, ma'am.
and
Please send waiting. Well done, Pratyusha. Avni, your work is also nice, but you need to work a little bit on your handwriting.
Thank you, ma'am.
ठीक है, Avni? Handwriting
Okay,
can
ma'am.
be done better. Arjun, I haven't got yours, बच्चे. Shall we move further now?
Yes, ma'am.
चलो Pratyusha, you read now.
Okay, ma'am. Interior structure of the Earth. Most of the scholars agree that the Earth can be divided into three major layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The crust. The crust is the uppermost layer of the Earth and is called the lithosphere. It is made up of various types of rock in solid form. The most important rock forming the base of lithosphere are the igneous rocks, the sedimentary and the
Metamorphic.
metamorphic rocks constitute a larger part of the lithosphere. The thickness of the crust varies between 6 km to 48 kilometers. On the basis of its composition, the crust is generally divided into two parts, Sial and Sima. The outer lighter part is the upper crust of the Sial zone. The silicon and the aluminium are the two most important constituent elements of this outer part of the crust. It is due to the dominance of these two minerals is the upper part of the crust that is called Sial, silicon and aluminium layer. The lower part of the crust is called Sima. It is made up of silicon and magnesium type of material. The average thickness of this zone is about 40 kilometers.
Okay, right. So as she has read about the crust, first of all, she told us that it is the uppermost layer of the earth, right? So जो earth है हमारा, उसका जो uppermost, topmost layer होती है, उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Lithosphere or crust, right? Then it is made up of various types of rocks in solid form, right? हमारी three layers हैं, crust, mantle and core, जिसमें से the crust is in solid form, whereas mantle is in which form? Molten form. Molten means liquid form. कैसी form में है वो?
Liquid form.
Liquid form. राइट आपने देखे हैं वो मूवीज में दिखाते हैं या फिर कभी कभी कार्टून्स वगैरह में दिखाते हैं दैट द पीपल हु गो टू द हिल, है ना, वहां पे देयर इज हॉट लिक्विड, उसमें वो लोग जाके गिर जाते हैं, and
Yes, ma'am.
some land is floating on that hot liquid, रेड कलर का hot liquid सा जो होता है, that is mantle. ठीक है, it's very deep under the earth. Okay, so the rocks which have formed this rocky structure or the crust are three major rocks. What are they? Igneous,
Ma'am, igneous rocks
sedimentary,
and ma'am,
and
sedimentary and metamorphic.
right, igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Right. Now, उसके अंदर बताया गया that the average thickness of the crust varies between 6 kilometer to 48 kilometers, and on the basis of the composition, which type of rocks is it made of? On the basis of that, the crust is further divided into two parts, right? पहले हमने earth, inside the earth को three parts में divide किया, right? Interior of the earth को, that is crust, mantle and core. उसमें से भी crust के फिर से दो parts किए गए, which are Sial and Sima. What are they?
Sial and Sima.
Right, जैसे आजकल हैशटैग सुनते हैं ना इंस्टाग्राम पे, दो पॉपुलर लोगों का नाम लेके, उनके नाम के इनिशियल्स लेके हैशटैग बना दिया, ऐसे हमने सियाल और सीमा को नाम दिया है. Why Sial is known as Sial? Because Sial constitutes mainly of silicon and aluminium. So Si of silicon and Al of Aluminium.
Aluminium.
Cr, right? That is what is known as Cr. So the part which is known as Cr constitutes mainly of silicon and aluminium. Next we have SEMA, right? SEMA is the lower part of the crust. It is made up of silicon and magnesium. That is what is known as SEMA. Ma of magnesium and Si of silicon, right? And the average thickness of SEMA is 40 kilometers, right? Now quickly make notes of this. Then we'll talk about the mantle and the core. Fahad, Mandavya, turn your cameras on. Jashan, Mehul. Hurry up, kids.
Ma'am, I have sent it.
Good evening. Mehul, I haven't got your work. Fahad, I haven't received yours. I only received of Pratyusha, Avni, and Arjun's. Mandavi, Mehul, and Fahad, no response from you people.
Ma'am, I have also sent it.
Good, Pratyusha, neat work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Chalo. Let's get started.
Ma'am, I've done. I'm sending.
Okay, Arjun. Right. Now we have to talk about the mantle and the core. What are we going to talk about?
Mantle and the core.
The mantle and the core. Right. So, as we know that, who will read? Arjun, you will read about the mantle?
Ma'am, please wait a minute.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have sent. Please check.
Got it, Arjun. Arjun, read about the mantle.
Ma'am, what?
Read about the mantle.
The mantle is the intermediate layer between the crust and the core. The core has an average thickness of 2900 km. The upper part of this layer is known as asthenosphere. This layer consists of mixed silicates and metallic minerals, and the rocks in this part of the earth are in a plastic or molten state due to its higher density than that of the crust. The lithosphere is considered as floating over the asthenosphere. I'm done.
Very good. Right. So, here we are talking about the mantle. Now, what is the mantle? The mantle is the intermediate layer between the crust and the core. क्रस्ट और कोर के बीच की जो इंटरमीडिएट लेयर होती है उसे हम कहते हैं मैंटल एंड इसकी एवरेज थिकनेस है 2900 किलोमीटर्स इसका जो अपर पार्ट होता है मैंटल का उसे हम कहते हैं एस्थेनोस्फेयर इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ मिक्स्ड सिलिकेट्स एंड मेटालिक मिनरल्स एंड द रॉक्स इन दिस पार्ट आर प्लास्टिक और मोल्टन मतलब लिक्विड फॉर्म में होती हैं राइट due to its higher density than that of the crust, but its density crust से ज़्यादा होती है. That is why lithosphere appears to be floating on the mantle. ऐसा लगता है lithosphere जो mantle पे float कर रहा है, right? और asthenosphere पे. Now let's talk about the core as well. Now the core is occupying the center of the layer of the earth and it is also known as centrosphere because ये earth का center है तो इसे centrosphere भी कहते हैं. It is about 7,000 kilometers in diameter and the density of rocks in this part of the earth is the highest. सबसे ज़्यादा density यहाँ पर ही होती है. Then the major constituent of this layer are metallic minerals like nickel and iron, right? Nickel say we take Ni and iron say Fe, that is what is also known as knife. Okay, then the temperature in the outer core is extremely high and all the minerals melt at that temperature. Due to a great pressure of the overlying strata, the rocks in the central core have more like solid rather than like liquid material. And the core is quite solid, right? It is not liquid. Sure. Write about these three now.